Hello everyone, I'm Dhanalakshmi and today I want to share the story of a man who transformed a small idea into a company that powers millions of business worldwide. His name is Tobias Lütke. Tobias wasn't a privilege. He grew up in Koblenz, Germany and struggled in school. At the age of 16, he dropped out. Not because he wasn't smart, but because the traditional system just didn't fit him. He once said, "School was destroying my will to learn, so I left." Instead, Tobias followed what fascinated him: computers. He rewrote the code of his video games to make them more fun, and by 12, he was already programming. The love for building and problem solving would shape his entire journey. After training as a programmer, Tobias moved to Canada in 2002. He wanted to start a simple online store to sell snowboards with two friends. But when they looked around, the e-commerce software available at the time was terrible, complicated, clunky, and built for big corporate, not for small business. Instead of giving up, Tobias decided to build his own platform. What started as an online snowboard shop slowly turned into something bigger, a powerful software that anyone could use to create their own store. And that's how Shopify was born in 2006. In the early days, there were no guarantees. Tobias wasn't business expert. He was a coder, but he believed in one principle deeply. You don't need to be a business person to start a business. You just need to solve a problem. Shopify began attracting small entrepreneurs who had dreams but lacked resources. It gave them tools, freedom, and a chance to compete with big brands. Tobias wasn't just building a company, he was empowering millions of people to build theirs. Then came the turning point. In 2015, Shopify went public on New York Stock Exchange. Overnight, it became one of the most successful tech IPOs of the decade. Today, Shopify powers millions of stores in more than 175 companies, from tiny startups to global brands. But what's most inspiring is Tobias' philosophy. He doesn't pretend to have all the answers. In fact, he admits, "I'm not a typical CEO, I'm just a programmer who had to learn how to run a company." He built Shopify with humility, curiosity, and to believe that learning never stops. And even after becoming a billionaire, he still writes code, reminding us the passion should never be abandoned for titles. Tobias' journey teaches us powerful lessons. You don't need to follow a traditional path to succeed. You need to fit into system to make a difference. What you do need is curiosity, courage, and willingness to solve real problems. From dropping out of school in Germany to helping millions of people around the world build their dreams, Tobias Lütke proved that sometimes the best way to change the world is by creating the tools for others to change theirs. And what I learned from him is that success doesn't come from fitting into a mold, it comes from breaking it. That if you focus on solving problems, opportunities will follow. And most importantly, that you don't need to be perfect to start, you just need to begin. Thank you.